BFG. I'm Ray Frazier. With me today in the booth is Dr. David Nash, one of JIPA Corporation's leading scientists. Dr. Nash. David, good to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me, Ray.
You're one of our leading quantum physicists, and you just joined the JIPA Corporation for the STCS project. STCS, what does that stand for?
It stands for Space-Time Continuum Suspension.
I don't know about you folks listening out there, but to me, that sounds dangerous.
Look, Ray, we're definitely not trying to break down the space-time continuum. We're just doing fundamental research.
All right, but fundamental research? What does that even mean?
It's all about trying to understand something, to observe it, not to change it. For STCS, we're going to use our giant particle accelerator to create a tiny rift in the space-time continuum. It's so infinitesimal, you can't even see it with the naked eye. The rift won't be open for long, just nanoseconds really. But this tiny moment, it allows us to study the space-time continuum in a way no one ever has. The technology just didn't allow us to until now.
Okay, David, that's all well and good, but there must be more to the STCS project. I got this list, an impressive list of conglomerates and very wealthy individuals investing in the JIPA Corporation. Huge amounts of money, ever since the STCS project was announced.
Yes, of course, because our research offers many possibilities.
What kind of possibilities?
Just imagine. Think of sustainable transportation, or even the colonization of planets and other galaxies.
Good morning. You're listening to Radio WBFG. I'm Ray Frazier. In just 2 days, the JIPA Corporation begins a highly controversial series of experiments. The researchers will attempt to suspend the space-time continuum. We have Dr. David Nash on the line. He's a member of JIPA's Space-Time Continuum Suspension Team. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Ray.
David, you couldn't join us in the studio today because the JIPA facility is completely surrounded by thousands of protesters. The police estimate 30,000 total, while activists say 50,000. How's the situation inside the JIPA facility?
We're doing just fine. We're preparing our experiments. Management expected protests and laid in a supply of coffee and donuts to keep us alive and working.
Activists filed for an injunction against your experiments. Their claim was rejected by the courts yesterday, but it had the support of several well-respected scientists. What do you think of their concerns?
Well, Ray, they're blowing the whole thing completely out of proportion, plain and simple.
But they're saying the risk that your experiments might end up causing a worldwide disaster is 1 in 50,000. That makes a global disaster over 20 times more likely than being struck by lightning.
That's what they say, but their calculations are based on assumptions, completely incorrect assumptions.
So, no doomsday this week, says Dr. David Nash.
Believe me, Ray, we wouldn't proceed with our experiments if we had any doubts whatsoever. The day you wake up after our experiments will be just another ordinary day. Nothing will have changed, absolutely nothing. But in the coming years, you'll enjoy all the advantages of what we uncover in the next few days. Nash here. I've reached basement level 3. Opening the security door to Sector C1.
Anything going on down there?
No, nothing to report. The lights are flickering, that's all. Almost there. I can see the pipe now and the metal shield over the security window. Damn it. The lights went out. Switching to flashlights. I'm at the pipe. I hear a strange sound, humming, almost like whispering.
Can you open the shield and take a look?
Let me see. I can unlock it, and yes, I can move it. Opening the shield now.
What do you see?
There's a dimensional rift right in the middle of the pipe. Much bigger than expected. It's pulsating, it's widening. A kind of red web, almost like a veil surrounds it.
See if you can open the valve. Turn off the vacuum within the pipe system. That should close the rift.
Wait, I can see a white light floating through the rift. There's a body-like silhouette behind it. Its movements are graceful, almost divine. It's coming closer to the rift. Gosh, it's beautiful.
Nash, open the air valve, now!
The valve is open, but the vacuum is still intact. The valve must be clogged. There! It's the red veil! It's spread over the valve!
Get out of there. We have to find another solution.
Serious, confused faces. That's the last thing we saw this afternoon before Jeeper Corporation officials suddenly closed the blinds between the press room and the control center of the Jeeper facility.
What happens when you try to break the space-time continuum? I don't want to frighten anyone, but I have a very bad feeling that we might find out soon.
Dr. Nash, why did the Jeeper Corporation shut the blinds between the press room and the control center half an hour ago?
I don't know why. I was in the basement, not in the control center.
What went wrong during the STCS experiment?
Nothing. The experiment was successful. More than successful. We managed to suspend the space-time continuum with the aid of the particle accelerator. The rift didn't close after a few nanoseconds as expected. It even got...
The rift got what, Dr. Nash?
All I can say right now is that it's an ongoing experiment. The Jeeper Corporation was and still is in full control of whatever happens within the particle accelerator.
Despite the fact that Jeeper officials claim they are in full control of the STCS experiment, the Jeeper facility was evacuated this afternoon. Everyone had to leave. The press, the technicians, the engineers, the scientists, the protesters, everybody. The National Guard has established a safety zone of about 1 mile around the Jeeper facility.
Good morning. You're listening to Radio WBFG. I'm Ray Frazier. Last night was a terrible night for our region. Rescue operations are still underway. We were hit by an earthquake with a magnitude of 8.0 on the Richter scale. 8.0. But what really worries me is the fact that the epicenter of the earthquake was directly underneath the Jeeper facility. And what happened there 2 weeks ago? Exactly. Some scientists messed around with a space-time continuum.
The National Guard has now expanded the safety zone around the Jeeper facility from a 1 to a 10-mile radius, and an even larger area around the facility has been evacuated. Two helicopters crashed this afternoon when a press team attempted to fly into the safety zone around the Jeeper facility. Their helicopter was intercepted by a military vessel. During the subsequent pursuit, the helicopters must have collided, with tragic results. Both machines went down. 8 people were killed during the incident. There were no survivors. This very night, a small group of activists managed to enter the safety zone around the Jeeper facility. I'm now standing here with them. What did you see?
The whole environment around the Jeeper facility has changed. Where the facility used to be is now a huge crater. We stood on the edge of it. From there, you can still see the facility.
Well, more like its remains. It's completely destroyed. Just some steel beams and debris everywhere.
Yeah, like a giant picked it up in one hand and then crushed it.
And everything is covered by this red stuff. This is going to sound really weird, but it's like a veil.
A red veil? What do you mean, like rust?
Maybe. No, it's not rust. I don't know. It's something red that covers everything within the crater.
Good morning. You're listening to Radio WBFG. I'm Ray Frazier. This afternoon's earthquake was the second major earthquake this week and the 8th since the Jeeper facility's disaster. Things just keep getting worse. Scientists have been warning us for years about the supervolcano underneath Yellowstone National Park. It might erupt at any time if the problems at the Jeeper facility can't be contained soon.
An hour ago, the President of the United States announced a space shuttle mission. The goal of the mission is to contain the effects of the Jeeper facility disaster. Dr. Nash, you're a member of the Advisory Commission to the President. Tell us, why are we sending a shuttle into space to solve an issue here on the ground?
The Commission discussed several approaches to tackle the issues we have at the Jeeper facility. Each approach has its own risks, advantages, and disadvantages. The experimental laser NASA constructed for future Mars missions. It's our most cutting-edge technology. This laser has the highest probability of success of containing or even stopping the developments at the Jeeper facility.
Dr. Nash, why are we funding a mission to space with taxpayers' dollars? Why can't we use the laser right here?
This laser, it was made to be used in space, not on the ground. We need to use it from the space shuttle.
There are rumors you'll be part of the crew as a Jeeper Corporation consultant. Are these rumors true?
I don't have time to waste discussing rumors. No comment.
Why can't you stay, Dad? Do they really need you up there? You can't fly a space shuttle.
I don't have to fly it, Allie. The pilot does. But they need me because I know what happened at the Jeepa facility.
But all the earthquakes and bad news. What will we do if something happens while you're gone? Something really bad. Where are we supposed to go?
Nowhere, Alice. You'll stay here at the Space Center with your mother. I'll be back in less than 3 days. Then there won't be any more earthquakes. And no more bad news.
What the hell? Countdown interrupted. I repeat, countdown interrupted.
The shuttle tilted. I can see it on my fucking instruments.
Something happened at the Jeepa facility. An explosion. The on-site cameras are gone. Must have been a huge blast.
What's that? At 2 o'clock. Can you see it? A huge cloud of debris. Whole buildings even. While circling around. Felt like some kind of core. The dimensional rift I saw. It must have its own gravitational force. I don't care what it is. It's headed straight for us. Bucko, get out now!
Alice! Rachel!
Dad!
Oh, thank God you're here, David. I thought we lost you in all that.
Listen, we have to leave. Now. We're too close to the Jeepa facility. Whatever happens will be far worse here than anywhere else on the entire planet.
But we can't drive. There's a traffic jam from here to...
We can make it to the harbor on foot. Come on. I found us a ship. The captain's ready to sail south. I convinced her to take us with her, but we have to leave now before anyone else tries to get on board.
That's the ship? Are you sure, Dad?
If it can handle all that cargo, it can take the 3 of us.
If that old rust bucket can get us out of here, I'll take it.
Dad? What's that? Over there?
Oh my God! A tsunami! We're not gonna...
Rachel! Allie, the ship can handle this wave, but here, take this rope. Let's tie ourselves together. I don't want either of you to get washed overboard.
But that wave is huge! Even taller than a house! Are you sure we'll be okay? What if the ship can't...
The captain's taking the wave at the right angle. We'll make it. I promise.
It's too high!
Hold on!
I can't!
Gotcha! Hang on, Allie! We're almost over the top!
No! We're falling! David, where? Ah!
This place is safe, Alice. Stay here until I come back. Oh my God! Alice! Rachel! Come on! Breathe! Breathe! No! You... whatever you are, you must be up there. I know you are. I saw you that day in the pipe. When I looked into the rift. If you have some power, I'm sure you do, you must give them back to me. My wife, my daughter, give them back to me.
Why are you crying, Daddy?
Alice? Rachel? What happened to you?
They're back, Ash. That's what you asked for. No
Are you sure Mommy doesn't need her head anymore, Daddy?
I'm sure she didn't want to live like that.
Will you chop my head off too, Daddy?
This place is safe, Alice. Stay here until I come back.
I'll sing a song for Mommy. But please, Daddy, don't make me wait too long.
Hey, Daddy! Wake up! I'm hungry. And cold.
You're right, Rascal. If we want to survive, we need to keep moving. Stay here until I come back. I'll find us something to eat. And some firewood.